Picture a garden once vibrant with promise, now strangled by relentless weeds. Thorns and tangles choke the soil where seeds of brilliance once took root. This is your space, your mind, your home, your life. Can you feel the weight of it? The chaos creeps in silent as a shadow bearing your focus beneath layers of clutter. You've lost sight of the beauty beneath the potential waiting to bloom. But here's the truth: that garden is still yours to reclaim. Welcome to the battle against chaos, the first step in a journey to clean your space and sharpen your focus. Clutter, whether it's the mess on your desk or the noise in your head, is a thief. It steals your energy, dims your vision, and drags you into a fog of distraction. In this moment, I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you, the one who feels overwhelmed, the one who knows there's more inside but can't find the path. We're standing together at the edge of this overgrown wilderness, ready to tear through the weeds and unearth the clarity you deserve. Let's dive into the weight of chaos and understand how it erodes your focus and energy. It's time to wield the tools of intention and carve out a space where your potential can breathe again. Imagine yourself as a writer, a creator of worlds, sitting at a desk that's become a graveyard of ideas. Papers tower in uneven stacks, old drafts, unpaid bills, scribbled notes from months ago. Empty coffee cups litter the edges, and random trinkets, a broken pen, a forgotten keychain, sprawl across the surface like invaders. You sit down to write your mind buzzing with a story that begs to be told, but your eyes dart to the mess. Where's that outline you jotted down last week? Is it under the pile of receipts? Your fingers hesitate over the keyboard. The spark of inspiration flickers, then fades. Minutes turn to hours, and all you've done is shuffle papers lost in a maze of your own making. The story stays unwritten, buried beneath the weight of chaos. This isn't just about a messy desk. It's about how clutter suffocates your focus. Every stray item pulls at your attention, a tiny voice whispering, "Deal with me first." Your energy drains not into creation, but into distraction. You're a gardener trying to plant in a field overrun by weeds. Those papers, those objects, they're the thorns tangling your thoughts, choking the beauty of what you could create. But here's the lesson: you don't have to stay trapped. One choice, one small act of clearing can break the cycle. The writer in you isn't gone. She's just waiting for you to uproot the mess and let her breathe. As we'll see, the first step to reclaiming your focus is to recognize that clutter isn't just physical, it's a mirror of the chaos within. Now step into the shoes of a parent. Your home is a battlefield of clutter toys scattered like landmines across the living room. Laundry spilling from baskets, dishes piling up in the sink like a monument to exhaustion. You've just come home from a long day, yearning to connect with your child. You picture a quiet moment, reading a story together, laughing over a silly game. But as you walk through the door, the mess hits you like a storm. Where's the book you promised to read, buried under a pile of junk mail? Where's the space to sit together, covered in unfolded clothes? Your child tugs at your sleeve, eyes bright with hope, but your mind is elsewhere, drowning in the endless list of things to fix, to clean, to organize. The moment slips away. You've missed it, and the ache of that loss cuts deeper than any mess. Clutter doesn't just crowd your space, it crowds your heart. It steals the energy you long to give to those who matter most. Like a garden choked by weeds, your home, your sanctuary, has become a prison of distraction. Every misplaced item is a barrier between you and the connection you crave. But here's the truth you must hold on to. You can reclaim those moments. The beauty of your bond with your family isn't lost. It's waiting beneath the overgrowth. The lesson is clear. Clearing your space isn't just about tidiness. It's about creating room for what truly matters. As you'll discover, the weight of chaos lifts when you choose to tend to your garden, pulling out the weeds to reveal the life underneath. Let's pause and look deeper. Clutter is not just a pile of things. It's a silent thief creeping into every corner of your life. It starts small, a forgotten note here, a misplaced sock there, but soon it's a tidal wave pulling you under. Have you ever stopped to count the hours you've lost to searching, to worrying, to feeling overwhelmed by the sheer weight of it all? Clutter erodes your focus like rust on a blade, dulling your edge until you can't cut through to what matters. It's not just your desk or your home, it's your mind too. Every unresolved thought, every lingering "I'll do it later" is another weed in your garden, strangling the clarity you need to move forward. Think of your potential as a seed buried in rich soil. It holds everything, your dreams, your purpose, your strength. But clutter smothers it, blocking the light it needs to grow. You can't see the beauty beneath because the overgrowth blinds you. And yet, isn't it true that the hardest battles reveal the greatest rewards? Pain is not your enemy here. It's your signal. The frustration you feel in the face of chaos is a call to action, a reminder that you're meant for more. So ask yourself, how much of your brilliance have you buried under the weight of distraction? The garden of your life is waiting for you to wield the shears to cut away the excess and let your true self rise. Let's go further. Clutter is more than a physical burden. It's a mirror reflecting the state of your inner world. When your space is chaotic, it often means your thoughts are too. Every pile of papers, every unmade bed is a symbol of decisions, delayed priorities, ignored fears, unaddressed. Have you ever wondered why a single messy room can make your whole being feel heavy? It's because your environment shapes your energy. A tangled space breeds a tangled mind, and a tangled mind cannot focus. It's like trying to navigate a river choked with debris. You're stuck spinning in circles, unable to flow toward your destination. But here's the revelation: just as a garden can be reclaimed, so can your clarity. The weeds of clutter are not your identity. They're just temporary overgrowth. Beneath them lies fertile ground, ready for you to plant new intentions. Chaos is not your master. You are the gardener, the one with the power to uproot what doesn't serve you. Imagine your mind as a vast field, every thought, every item, a choice of what to nurture. What will you cultivate? Will you let the weeds of distraction overrun your potential, or will you carve out space for growth? The mirror of mess shows you where you are, but it doesn't define where you're going. Take up the tools of discipline and intention and watch how clearing your space transforms your soul. Now let's turn insight into action. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in a single day to reclaim your focus. Start small but strike deep. Pick one corner of your space, a desk drawer, a single shelf, even just the edge of your nightstand. Set a timer for 10 minutes, clear it completely. Remove every item that doesn't belong, every piece of clutter that doesn't serve a purpose. As you do, notice how each decision to let go feels like pulling a weed from your garden. You're not just tidying, you're reclaiming ground for your focus. Once it's clear, pause. Feel the difference. That small victory is a spark, a reminder of your power to shape your world. Build on it. Commit to one small clearing each day, 10 minutes, no more, no less. Over time, those minutes compound and the weight of chaos begins to lift. Remember this wisdom from Marie Kondo in The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. The question of what you want to own is actually the question of how you want to live your life. Each item you release is a step toward the life you crave, a life of clarity, energy, and purpose. Start small, but don't stop. Your garden is waiting to bloom. Physical clutter is only half the battle. Mental clutter is just as deadly to your focus. The endless to-do lists, the nagging worries, the unresolved thoughts, they're weeds in the garden of your mind. Here's how to guard your space. Carve out 5 minutes each morning to unload. Grab a notebook and write down everything swirling in your head, tasks, fears, ideas. Don't judge or organize, just release. This act is like clearing a patch of overgrowth, giving your mind room to breathe. Next, choose one thing from that list, one task, one thought to address today. Focus on it with intention and let the rest wait. This isn't avoidance, it's discipline. You're training yourself to prioritize, to tend to your mental garden without letting it overrun you. As David Allen writes in Getting Things Done, your mind is for having ideas, not holding them. Free it from the burden of clutter by capturing and controlling what you carry. Guard your mental space fiercely and watch how your focus sharpens, how your energy surges. You're not just clearing thoughts, you're planting seeds of clarity. Finally, let's confront the cost of neglect. Every day you let clutter linger, you pay a price. It's not just in lost time or missed opportunities, it's in the slow erosion of your spirit. Clutter is a weight that drags on your soul, dimming the fire of your ambition. How many moments of joy have you sacrificed to the chaos? How many bursts of inspiration have withered because your space, your mind couldn't hold them, like a garden left untended, your potential risked becoming a wasteland overrun by the weeds of distraction. But neglect is a choice, and so is renewal. You are not powerless here. Think of clutter as a storm that tests your resolve. It rages, yes, but it also reveals your strength. Every item you clear, every thought you release, is a stand against the tempest. You're forging a sanctuary, a space where focus can thrive. As Napoleon Hill reminds us in Think and Grow, rich strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. The struggle against clutter is your path to growth. Embrace it. Tend to your garden with relentless care, and the beauty of your potential will rise unstoppable. We've walked through the weight of chaos together, seeing how clutter, physical and mental, erodes your focus and saps your energy. From the writer lost in a sea of papers to the parent missing precious moments, we've felt the sting of distraction. We've unearthed the truth that clutter is a thief, a mirror, a storm, but also a call to action. The key lesson is this: clearing your space is the first step to reclaiming your power. It's not just about tidying, it's about creating room for your potential to flourish, for your focus to ignite. You stand now at the edge of your garden, tools in hand. The weeds of clutter loom large, but they're no match for your resolve. Pull them out one by one. Clear the ground. Plant the seeds of intention. As we move forward, we'll build on this foundation, learning how to sustain the clarity you fought for. But for now, hold this truth close: you are the gardener of your life. Tend to it with courage and watch it bloom. Final mantra: uproot the chaos. Your clarity awaits. Picture a river once wild and free, now choked by debris. Fallen branches, tangled weeds, and forgotten wreckage pile high, damming its flow. The water stagnates, its energy lost its purpose, buried beneath the chaos. This is your mind, your life, when disorder reigns. You feel it, don't you? That weight, that suffocation as clutter, both physical and mental, steals your clarity and smothers your focus. Welcome to the hidden cost of disorder, a silent thief that robs you of peace, productivity, and power. In the grand journey to clean your space and reclaim your focus, we must first confront the emotional and psychological toll of living in chaos. It's not just about a messy desk or an overflowing inbox. It's about the storm brewing within you, the anxiety that gnaws at your edges, the frustration that clouds your vision, the exhaustion that drags at your spirit. These are the true prices you pay. But here's the promise: you can break the dam. You can clear the debris. You can let your river flow again. Let's dive deep into the chaos, unearth its cost, and forge a path to freedom. Imagine yourself as a student huddled in a dorm room that looks like a battlefield after a storm. Textbooks are buried under piles of clothes, empty coffee cups litter the desk, and sticky notes with half-forgotten deadlines cling to the walls like desperate pleas. You sit down to study for an exam that could define your future, but your eyes dart everywhere except the page. A sock on the floor reminds you of laundry you've ignored. A crumpled receipt whispers of a bill unpaid. Each object screams for attention, and your mind, like a river dammed by debris, cannot flow. Anxiety creeps in, a cold hand tightening around your chest. You try to focus, but the chaos around you mirrors the chaos within. Hours pass and you've barely read a paragraph. The weight of failure looms larger than ever. But then something shifts. You stand frustrated and decide to act. You clear the desk one item at a time. You stack the books, toss the trash, fold the clothes. With each small victory, the dam begins to crack. The river of your focus stirs. You sit again, and this time the words on the page hold your gaze. The lesson is raw and real. Disorder isn't just a mess, it's a cage. When you live in chaos, your mind drowns in distraction. Like a river blocked by debris, your potential stagnates until you choose to clear the way. The takeaway is clear: reclaiming your space is reclaiming your sanity. Now see yourself as a professional racing against a deadline in an office or a home workspace that's a labyrinth of unfinished tasks. Papers stack like unstable towers, emails pile up like an avalanche waiting to bury you, and mental clutter weighs heavier than any physical mess. You've got a project due, a presentation to polish, but your mind is a storm of unresolved to-dos. Did you reply to that client? Where's the report you started last week? Why does your calendar look like a war zone? Each thought is a piece of debris clogging the river of your productivity. Stress builds a pressure in your skull as deadlines slip through your fingers. You're not just missing targets, you're missing yourself. Then in a moment of desperation, you pause. You breathe. You list every task, every worry on a single sheet of paper. You prioritize. You delete irrelevant emails, file away stray documents, and silence the notifications that claw at your attention. Slowly the dam begins to give. The river of your focus trickles, then surges. You tackle the presentation with a clarity you'd forgotten you possessed. The lesson burns bright. Mental clutter is as deadly as physical chaos. When your inner world is dammed by unresolved burdens, your outer world crumbles. But when you clear the debris, you unleash your power. As we'll see, the cost of disorder is steep, but the reward of clarity is worth every effort. Let's step back and look deeper. Why does disorder hurt so much? It's not just the mess you see, it's the mess you feel. Chaos is a parasite feeding on your peace, draining your energy before you even notice the loss. A cluttered space is a mirror of a cluttered mind, a river dammed by debris where thoughts cannot flow, where creativity cannot breathe. Every unmade decision, every unfinished task, every object out of place becomes a stone in the dam blocking your path forward. And the toll, it's emotional exhaustion. It's the quiet dread that wakes you at night, the irritability that snaps at loved ones, the self-doubt that whispers you're not enough. How many opportunities have slipped through your fingers because chaos clouded your vision? How many moments of joy have you missed trapped under the weight of disorder? Think of your mind as a sacred stream meant to carve paths through mountains to nurture the seeds of your dreams. When debris piles up, that stream stagnates. It festers. But here's the truth, the dam isn't permanent. The debris isn't your destiny. Chaos is heavy, yes, but you are heavier. You are stronger. You can lift the stones, clear the path, and let your river roar again. The cost of disorder is real, but so is your power to overcome it. Disorder doesn't just weigh on you, it steals from you. It's a silent thief slipping into your life under the guise of, I'll deal with it later. That pile of papers on your desk. It's not just clutter, it's a reminder of promises unkept, that overflowing to-do list in your mind. It's not just stress, it's a chain around your potential. Like a river dammed by debris, disorder blocks the flow of your focus, leaving you stranded in a swamp of distraction. The psychological toll is a slow bleed. Frustration turns to overwhelm. Overwhelm turns to paralysis. You don't just lose time, you lose yourself. Have you ever stopped to count the cost? How many dreams have you delayed because chaos stole your clarity? Disorder is a storm, and you're a ship caught in its grip, unable to navigate to shore. But storms pass. Ships endure. The debris that dams your river isn't your master, it's your challenge. Pain, as motivational speaker Les Brown once said, is temporary. It may last a minute or an hour or a day or a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. Chaos is temporary too if you choose to face it. The toll of disorder is a heavy price, but the freedom of focus is a treasure worth fighting for. Let's get practical. You felt the weight of chaos. Now let's lift it. Start with your physical space because a clear environment paves the way for a clear mind. Pick one area, your desk, your bedroom, your inbox, and commit to decluttering it today. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Don't overthink, just act. Sort items into 3 piles, keep, discard, or store. Be ruthless. If it doesn't serve a purpose or spark joy, as Marie Kondo advises in The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, let it go. Each item you remove is a piece of debris pulled from the dam, allowing your river to flow a little freer. When doubt creeps in, and it will pause, ask yourself, does this clutter help me or hurt me? If it hurts, release it. After those 15 minutes, step back. Notice how the space feels lighter. Notice how your mind feels lighter. This isn't just cleaning, it's reclaiming. Build on this momentum, daily tackling one small area at a time. Remember, as Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich Strength, and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Clearing your space is your struggle and your strength. Start now, break the dam. Physical clutter is only half the battle. Mental clutter is the other. Your mind, like a river, can be dammed by unresolved thoughts, endless worries, and unspoken fears. Here's how to clear it. Grab a notebook and write down every task, every concern, every distraction swirling in your head. Don't filter, just spill it onto the page. This is called a brain dump, and it's a release. Once it's out, prioritize. Circle the top 3 tasks that must be done today. Focus only on those. The rest, schedule them or let them go. When overwhelm strikes, pause. Breathe deeply for 1 minute. Remind yourself, I am not my chaos. I am the river and I will flow again. Break tasks into tiny steps. If a project feels like a mountain, focus on the first pebble. Send that email draft, that sentence. Each step clears a piece of mental debris. Progress, not perfection, is your goal. Keep this practice daily. Write, prioritize, act. You're not just organizing thoughts, you're freeing your focus. The river of your mind deserves to run clear. Make it so. Before we close, let's reflect one last time. Disorder is a dam, yes, but it's also a teacher. It shows you what you've ignored, what you've buried, what you must face. The emotional toll, the anxiety, the frustration, the exhaustion is a signal, not a sentence. It's your mind crying out for order, for flow. Your life, like a river dammed by debris, holds immense power beneath the surface. The chaos that blocks you now is nothing compared to the force you carry within. You are not a victim of disorder. You are its conqueror. What if the dam isn't a curse but a call? What if every piece of clutter, every tangled thought is an invitation to rebuild stronger? A river once cleared doesn't just flow, it surges. It carves new paths, reshapes landscapes, revives everything in its wake. That's you when you clean your space, when you reclaim your focus. The psychological cost of chaos is heavy, but the promise of clarity is heavier still. You've paid the price of disorder long enough. Now claim the reward of order. Break the dam. Let your river run. We've journeyed through the hidden cost of disorder, unearthing the emotional and psychological toll of living in chaos. You've seen it in the student trapped by a cluttered dorm and mounting anxiety, and in the professional buried under mental avalanches of unresolved tasks. You felt it in your own life, the weight of a dammed river, the stagnation of a mind overwhelmed by debris. But you've also seen the way forward, clear the physical clutter, tame the mental storm, and trust in the river's promise. The key lesson: shines like a beacon. Disorder steals your focus, but order restores your power. As you move forward, carry this truth: chaos is not your master. You are the force that breaks the dam, the current that surges free. Every step to clean your space, every choice to clear your mind is a victory over disorder. Let this be your mantra as we prepare to explore the next layer of this journey: how to build systems that sustain your clarity. For now, stand tall. Look at the debris around you, within you, and know you have the strength to clear it. Final mantra: break the dam. Let your river roar. Picture yourself on a rugged mountain trail, the peak of your potential shimmering in the distance. But the path is littered with jagged stones, piles of clutter, chaos, and disarray that trip you up with every step. Each rock is a distraction, a forgotten task, a misplaced priority slowing your climb to success. Why do you stumble? Because clutter isn't just in your space, it's in your mind, suffocating your focus. You feel the weight, don't you? The frustration of a desk buried under papers, a room drowning in chaos, a life slipping through the cracks of disorder. But here's the fire of truth: you can clear this path. You can reclaim your power. In this journey of clean your space, clutter is killing your focus. We're forging ahead with practical strategies to declutter your world and sharpen your mind. Step with me now and let's sweep these stones aside. Your summit awaits. Imagine yourself as an artist standing in the heart of your studio. Once a sanctuary of creation, it's now a battlefield of chaos. Paintbrushes are scattered like fallen soldiers. Canvases lean haphazardly against walls, and dried paint stains every surface like scars of forgotten battles. You've been trying to create, to pour your soul onto the canvas, but every time you reach for inspiration, you're met with a wall of disorder. Your mind mirrors the mess, fractured, overwhelmed, unable to focus. A half-finished painting stares back at you, a silent accusation of stalled dreams. The clutter isn't just physical, it's a thief stealing your clarity, your drive, your art. But one day you decide enough is enough. You roll up your sleeves and begin. You sort the brushes, organizing them by size and purpose, each finding its rightful place. You stack the canvases with care, creating space to breathe. You wipe down surfaces, revealing the gleam of a workspace reborn. It takes hours, but with each item you clear, a weight lifts from your chest. The room transforms, and so do you. That night you sit before a blank canvas, and for the first time in months, ideas flow like a river after rain. A stroke here, a color there, your hands move with purpose, unburdened by the chaos that once held you captive. This is the lesson of the mountain trail. Each piece of clutter was a stone on your path, slowing your ascent to creative power. By clearing it, you've not only transformed your studio, but forged a sharper mind. As you paint into the early hours, you realize the takeaway: clearing your space is clearing your path to greatness. Now picture yourself as a high-powered executive, your desk, a war zone of unchecked emails, scattered reports, and sticky notes clinging to every surface like desperate pleas for attention. Your calendar is a maze, your inbox a black hole, and every day feels like a sprint through quicksand. You're drowning in the clutter of your own ambition, unable to focus on the big picture because the small messes keep pulling you under. A critical decision looms, but your mind is a fog scattered by the chaos of your workspace. Then you make a choice. You carve out one sacred hour. No calls, no distractions, just you and the mess. You start small, shredding outdated papers, filing away what matters, and clearing the desk until the wood shines through like a long-lost friend. You organize your digital space too, unsubscribing from noise, archiving old emails, creating folders for clarity. In just 60 minutes, the storm subsides. You sit back, and for the first time in weeks, you can think. The decision that once loomed like a mountain now feels like a hill you can climb. You draft a plan, send a decisive email, and feel the surge of control return to your veins. Here lies the parallel to the mountain trail littered with stones. Each paper, each digital distraction was an obstacle slowing your climb to success. By dedicating that hour, you've kicked the stones aside, revealing a clearer path. The takeaway echoes again: clearing your space isn't just about tidiness. It's about reclaiming the focus to conquer your goals. Let's pause on this trail and look around. You see the stones of clutter scattered everywhere. Physical messes in your home, digital tangles in your devices, emotional baggage in your mind. They seem small at first, don't they? A stray sock here, an unanswered email there. But stack enough of them, and they become a wall blocking your view of the summit. How much energy have you wasted navigating this chaos? How many ideas have slipped through your fingers because your space and your soul were too crowded to hold them? Clutter isn't just stuff, it's a silent predator. It creeps into your life, disguising itself as harmless until it's suffocating your focus. Think of your mind as a garden. When it's overgrown with weeds, there's no room for new seeds to take root. You can't plant visions of success when the soil is choked by disorder. On this mountain trail, every stone of clutter slows your pace, saps your strength, and dims your fire. But here's the truth: you are stronger than the mess. You have the power to lift each stone, to cast it aside, to carve a path so clear that nothing stands between you and your purpose. Stand with me for a moment and consider the nature of order. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Order is the forge where your focus is sharpened, where raw potential is hammered into unbreakable resolve. Look at the mountain trail before you. When the path is littered with stones, every step is a battle. But when you clear those obstacles, your stride becomes steady, your destination clearer. Isn't it true that the greatest warriors prepare their battlegrounds before the fight? You too must prepare your space, your battlefield, for the war against distraction. Ask yourself, what have you allowed to pile up in the corners of your life? What clutter, physical, mental, or emotional, has become a stone too heavy to ignore? The chaos you tolerate today becomes the barrier you stumble over tomorrow. But when you choose to clear it, you're not just tidying a room, you're forging a mindset. Order is the flame that burns away indecision, the compass that guides you through the storm of overwhelm. Embrace it and watch how your focus transforms from a flickering spark into a roaring blaze. Let's get to work. You don't need to overhaul your entire life in a day to reclaim your focus. Start small, but strike deep. Pick one space, your desk, your kitchen counter, your inbox, and commit to clearing it today. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Focus only on that space. Toss what's useless, organize what matters, and create a system to keep it clear. If it's physical clutter, have 3 piles: keep, donate, discard. If it's digital, delete spam, archive old files, and unsubscribe from noise. When the timer dings stop, feel the shift. That small win is a stone removed from your mountain trail. Repeat this daily. Each small act of clearing builds momentum like rolling a pebble downhill until it becomes an avalanche of order. As Marie Kondo reminds us in the life-changing magic of tidying up, the question of what you want to own is actually the question of how you want to live your life. So choose intentionally. Clear with purpose. Every space you reclaim is a step closer to the summit of your potential. Now that you've cleared a space, guard it like a fortress. Clutter creeps back if you let your defenses down. Establish a rule for every new item that enters your space, one must leave. Bought a new book, donate an old one. Downloaded a new app, delete an unused one. This keeps the balance, ensuring your trail stays free of stones. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to reset your workspace. Return items to their places, clear surfaces, and prepare for tomorrow's climb. As Greg McKeown advises in Essentialism, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Your space is your priority. Protect it. When clutter tries to sneak back and pause, ask, does this serve my focus, or is it another stone to trip me up? Be ruthless. Your clarity depends on it. Look ahead on this mountain trail. Beyond the stones of clutter lies a summit of unshakable focus, a place where your mind is free to soar. But reaching it demands courage, the courage to let go. Clutter isn't just objects, it's the weight of indecision, the fear of releasing what no longer serves you. How many times have you clung to things out of habit, out of just in case, only to realize they're anchoring you down? Clearing your space is an act of rebellion against mediocrity. It's a declaration that you will not be defined by chaos. Each stone you remove from your path is a victory, a testament to your resolve. As Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich Strength, and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Your struggle against clutter is your strength. It's the effort that builds a mind of steel, a life of purpose. So keep clearing, keep climbing. The summit isn't just a destination, it's a state of being where focus reigns and nothing can stop you. You've walked this mountain trail with me, kicking aside the stones of clutter, reclaiming the path to your power. We've seen how an artist transformed chaos into creativity, how an executive carved clarity from disorder. We've reflected on the weight of unseen obstacles, the forge of order, and the summit that awaits beyond the mess. The takeaway is clear: clearing your space is not a chore. It's a catalyst. It's the act of removing every stone that slows your climb, of sharpening your focus until it cuts through distraction like a blade. As we prepare to move forward, carry this truth with you. Your environment shapes your mind, and your mind shapes your destiny. Keep clearing, keep climbing, and never settle for a path choked by disarray. The next stretch of this journey awaits, where we'll build on this foundation of order to ignite even greater transformation. Until then, stand tall on this cleared ground and repeat this mantra to fuel your ascent. Final mantra: clear the stones, claim your summit. Picture this: a blacksmith's forge, once a roaring heart of creation, now buried under layers of ash and debris. The tools, hammers, tongs, anvils lie, hidden their potential, smothered by neglect. You stand before this forgotten furnace, feeling the weight of your own clutter, the chaos that clouds your mind and dims your purpose. But beneath that mess, there is fire. Beneath the ash, there are tools of focus waiting to be reclaimed. You can feel it, can't you? The transformation that comes from sustained order is not a distant dream. It's a spark ready to ignite. Welcome to the heart of your journey to clean your space, to sweep away the clutter that's killing your focus. This is not just about tidying a desk or organizing a drawer. This is about unshackling your mind, about experiencing the raw, unshakable power of a freed spirit. You've carried the weight of disarray long enough. It's time to dig through the ash, to uncover the tools of clarity, and to forge a life of purpose. Let's step into the fire of a freed mind together. Imagine yourself as a freelancer, hunched over a desk that looks more like a battlefield than a workspace. Papers are strewn like fallen soldiers. Empty coffee mugs stand as grim sentinels, and sticky notes cling to every surface, each screaming for attention. Deadlines loom like storm clouds, and your mind is a fog unable to pierce through the chaos. You're drowning in clutter, not just of objects, but of thoughts, every scattered item, a reminder of unfinished tasks, every misplaced tool, a jab at your dwindling focus. You want to create to deliver brilliance. but the mess holds you hostage. Then one day you snap. Enough. You clear the desk with ruthless precision. You keep only what serves you: a laptop, a single notebook, a pen. Everything else is banished to drawers or trash bins. You create rules: no food at the desk, no personal distractions during work hours. The first hour feels strange, almost sterile, but then something shifts. Your fingers fly across the keyboard. Ideas pour out like molten steel from a furnace. A project that once took days is done in hours. You feel it: the fire of a freed mind. Your desk, once a graveyard of lost potential, is now a forge, and you are the blacksmith shaping your work with precision and power. This is the transformation of sustained order. Like uncovering the tools beneath the ash in that forgotten forge, you've reclaimed your focus. The clutter was killing you, not just in space, but in spirit. Now with every completed task, you hammer out doubt and forge resilience. The lesson is clear: strip away the excess, and you uncover the strength to build your vision. Now picture a family home, once a sanctuary, now a maze of misplaced toys, overflowing laundry baskets, and stacks of unopened mail. The parents, exhausted from work, stumble over clutter with every step. The children, sensing the chaos, mirror it with tantrums and scattered energy. Joy feels like a distant memory buried under the weight of disarray. Every evening, the family collapses into a haze of frustration, unable to connect, unable to breathe. The clutter isn't just physical, it's emotional, a creeping fog that dims their bond. But one weekend they decide to fight back. Together they craft a routine. Each person gets a role: the youngest picks up toys, the eldest sorts mail, the parents tackle the kitchen. They set a timer: 30 minutes a day to tidy, no more, no less. At first it's a battle. Complaints echo through the house, but slowly the routine takes root. The living room floor reappears. The dining table, once a dumping ground, becomes a place for laughter over meals. One evening after tidying, they sit together playing a board game, their voices bright with ease. The home, once a suffocating mess, is now a hearth, a warm, open space where love can burn brightly. This family unearthed their hidden tools beneath the ash of clutter. Their routine became the hammer, their commitment the anvil, forging a space for joy. The transformation wasn't instant, but it was real. Sustained order didn't just clean their home, it reignited their connection. The takeaway shines through: when you clear the debris, you make room for what truly matters. Pause for a moment. Look around you. What ash covers your forge? What clutter, physical, mental, or emotional, buries the tools of your focus? The transformation that comes from sustained order is not a surface change. It's a deep, soul-shaking renewal. Clutter is more than mess, it's a thief. It steals your time, your energy, your dreams. Every misplaced item, every unchecked thought is a layer of ash dimming the fire within you. But here's the truth: that fire hasn't gone out. It waits smoldering, ready to blaze once you sweep away the debris. Think of your mind as that blacksmith's forge. When it's buried, your potential lies dormant, your focus hidden beneath the weight of chaos. But when you clear the ash, when you organize your space, your schedule, your thoughts, you uncover the tools to shape your destiny. Order is not restriction, it's liberation. It's the act of forging steel, of turning raw chaos into purposeful strength. How many hours have you lost to clutter? How many ideas have you buried under the weight of disarray? The fire of a freed mind is not a gift, it's a choice. Choose to dig. Choose to reclaim your tools. Choose to burn bright. There's a rhythm to transformation, a quiet power in sustained order that builds over time. It's not the grand gesture of a single cleanup that changes you. It's the daily commitment, the steady hammering at the anvil of discipline. Clutter creeps back like ash settling after a fire, doesn't it? One day of neglect becomes a week, a month, until the forge is buried again. But here's the secret order: once sustained, becomes a shield. It protects your focus, guards your peace, and fuels your purpose. Imagine a river carving through stone. It doesn't break the rock in a single surge. It wears it down drop by drop, day by day. That's what sustained order does to the chaos in your life. Each small act of tidying, each moment of clarity chips away at the mess until you stand in a space of pure potential. Why do we resist this rhythm? Why do we let ash pile up when we know the fire beneath can transform us? The answer lies in patience. Sustained order asks you to trust the process, to believe that every cleared space, every organized thought is a step toward a freed mind. Embrace that rhythm. Let it carve your path. Let's get to work. If you want the transformation of sustained order, start with your space, your desk, your room, your mind. First, choose one area to clear. Don't tackle everything at once. Overwhelm is the enemy of focus. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Pick up each item and ask, does this serve me? Does it fuel my purpose? If not, let it go trash. Donate it, store it out of sight. Keep only what sharpens your edge. Next, create a boundary. Decide that this space will remain a forge, not a dumping ground. No clutter allowed. If something new enters, something old must leave. Finally, commit to a daily sweep, 5 minutes at the end of each day to reset. This isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. As Marie Kondo, the queen of tidying, advises, the objective of cleaning is not just to clean, but to feel happiness living within that environment. Your space is your forge. Keep it clear and watch your focus ignite. Transformation doesn't stick without rhythm. You've cleared the ash. Now sustain the fire with a routine. Start small. Pick one habit to anchor your day. Maybe it's tidying your workspace before starting, or sorting your thoughts with a quick journal entry. Tie this habit to something you already do, like making coffee. Stack them together, coffee then clear. Repetition builds power. Next, set a reminder. Use your phone, a sticky note, anything to nudge you until the routine becomes muscle memory. When chaos creeps in, and it will pause. Don't let one slip derail you. Pick up the hammer and strike again. As James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than you were yesterday. Sustained order isn't a sprint, it's a steady forge. Keep hammering and the fire of a freed mind will burn stronger each day. Let's go deeper. The transformation of sustained order isn't just about a clean desk or a tidy home. It's about the fire that endures within you. Clutter is a storm raging around and within, scattering your focus like leaves in the wind. But order is the lighthouse cutting through the tempest, guiding you back to shore. When you commit to clearing the ash, you don't just organize your space, you forge an unshakable core. Consider this: every great creation, every masterpiece, every breakthrough was born from focus. And focus is born from order. The blacksmith doesn't swing wildly, he strikes with intention, each blow guided by a clear mind. What could you create if your forge were free of ash? What dreams could you shape if clutter no longer stole your spark? The fire of a freed mind is not fleeting. It's eternal as long as you tend it. Keep the forge clear. Let the flames rise. Become the creator you were meant to be. You've walked through the forge with me, felt the weight of ash, and witnessed the transformation that comes from sustained order. You've seen the freelancer reclaim their focus, hammering out brilliance on a minimalist desk. You've watched a family rebuild their hearth-crafting joy from routine. You've reflected on the deeper truths that clutter is a thief, that order is liberation, that the fire of a freed mind waits beneath the debris. The key lesson burns bright. Sustained order is not a chore. It's the key to unlocking your untapped potential. As Napoleon Hill once said in Think and Grow Rich, strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. Your struggle with clutter is real, but so is your power to overcome it. Keep clearing the ash. Keep forging your focus. As we move forward, prepare to carry this fire into new challenges, to wield your reclaimed tools with unshakable purpose. The journey continues, and your mind freed from clutter will lead the way. Final mantra: clear the ash, unleash the fire. Picture a lighthouse standing tall on a jagged cliff, its beam meant to pierce the darkest night, guiding lost ships to safety. Now imagine a thick, relentless fog rolling in, smothering that light until it's nothing but a faint flicker. That's your mind, your purpose when clutter, physical, mental, emotional, creeps into your space. You were born to shine, to guide yourself and others through life's storms, but the haze of chaos dims your clarity. How long have you wandered, unable to see the path ahead? Welcome to a pivotal moment in your journey to clean your space. Clutter is killing your focus. Here in Shining Through the Storm, we're not just tidying a desk or clearing a room. We're committing to a lifelong practice of sustaining clarity and focus, a discipline that transforms every corner of your life. Your relationships, your work, your dreams, they all depend on the strength of your inner light. Let's burn away the fog together. Feel the urgency. You can't afford to drift aimlessly another day. It's time to reclaim your vision to stand as a beacon no storm can obscure. Are you ready to shine? Picture Maya, a young entrepreneur with a fire in her belly and a dream to build something lasting. Her startup idea was brilliant, a platform to connect freelancers with small businesses. But her life, a hurricane of disarray. Her tiny apartment overflowed with papers, unopened mail, and half-finished prototypes. Her laptop was a digital maze of unsaved files and forgotten deadlines. Her mind mirrored the mess, scattered, anxious, always racing to catch up. She missed meetings, lost clients, and watched her vision slip through her fingers like sand. Clutter wasn't just in her space. It had invaded her focus, dimming the lighthouse of her purpose. One night, after losing a major investor due to a missed email buried in her inbox, Maya broke. She sat among the debris of her dreams and asked herself, how can I guide others when I can't even navigate my own chaos? That question became her turning point. She started small, clearing her desk, organizing her files, setting a daily schedule. Each act of order was a gust of wind pushing back the fog. Slowly, her mind sharpened. She rebuilt her systems, regained her clients, and grew her platform into a thriving business. Today, Maya mentors others, teaching them that clarity isn't a luxury, it's the foundation of success. Her lighthouse shines bright, not because the storm stopped, but because she learned to keep the fog at bay. Maya's story echoes a truth you must grasp. Clutter dims your guiding light, but order restores it. Sustaining focus isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily choice to clean your space, your desk, your thoughts, your priorities. Like Maya, you've felt the weight of chaos, but you can rise above it. Her lesson ties to the heart of our journey. Clarity, maintained as a lifelong practice, impacts every area of life. It's the key to shining through any storm. Now meet Harold, a retiree who spent decades in a corporate grind, his life a blur of deadlines and obligations. When he retired, he dreamed of painting landscapes, writing stories, and traveling with his wife. But his home was a museum of clutter boxes, of old files, unused gadgets, mementos from a life he no longer lived. Every room screamed distraction. His garage, once a potential studio, was a graveyard of someday projects. His mind, too, was cluttered with regrets and unfinished plans, fogging the lighthouse of his newfound freedom. One spring morning, Harold stumbled upon an old sketchbook buried under a pile of junk. The sight of his youthful drawings, abandoned dreams, struck him like lightning. He decided enough was enough. Over weeks, he cleared his space with ruthless intention, donating, discarding, and organizing. With every box removed, he felt lighter. His garage transformed into a studio where he painted daily. His mind freed from the weight of clutter, rediscovered passions long buried. Now Harold travels, writes, and creates his days rich with purpose. His lighthouse, once obscured, now cuts through any haze, illuminating a life he almost lost. Harold's rebirth whispers to you, it's never too late to clean your space and reclaim your focus. Clutter isn't just stuff, it's the thief of time, of joy, of potential. Sustaining clarity as a lifelong practice means guarding your light, no matter your age or stage. Harold found his path by clearing the fog. Will you? Pause for a moment. Look within. How often has your inner light, your purpose, your drive been dimmed by the fog of clutter? It's not just the papers on your desk or the junk in your drawers. It's the mental noise, the endless to-dos, the lingering doubts, the weight of unmade decisions. Clutter is a storm that obscures your lighthouse, leaving you adrift in a sea of distraction. But here's a truth as old as the tides you were built to shine. Your clarity, your focus, is the beam that guides you through life's roughest waters. Sustaining clarity isn't a fleeting act. It's a sacred commitment. It touches every shore of your existence, your work, where focus turns ideas into empires, your relationships, where a clear mind fosters connection, your spirit, where peace blooms in an ordered space. Think of your life as a vast ocean. Without a lighthouse, you're lost, crashing against unseen rocks. But when you clean your space, when you sweep away the fog, your light burns fierce and true. As Stephen Covey wrote in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Clarity is your priority. Guard it, nurture it, let it guide you home. So ask yourself, what clutter, tangible or intangible, is dimming your light right now? How much longer will you sail blind before you choose to shine? Storms are inevitable. Life will always brew tempests, unexpected challenges, overwhelming responsibilities, moments of doubt. Clutter often grows in these gales piling up as you fight to stay afloat. But what if the storm isn't your enemy? What if it's your teacher showing you where your lighthouse needs repair? Every piece of clutter you face, every messy drawer, every scattered thought is a lesson in sustaining focus. It reveals where you've let the fog creep in, where your clarity has faltered. Imagine your mind as a cliffside beacon standing firm against crashing waves. The storm of clutter tests its strength, but it also forges it. Each time you clear a space, each time you choose order over chaos, you reinforce your foundation. This lifelong practice of clarity isn't about avoiding storms. It's about learning to shine through them. It impacts your career, giving you resilience to meet deadlines, your health granting you the mental space to rest, your dreams ensuring you never lose sight of the horizon. As Napoleon Hill taught in Think and Grow Rich, every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Clutter is your adversity. Clarity is your benefit. Will you seize it or let the fog swallow you whole? Clarity isn't a gift, it's a habit. You don't stumble into a focused life, you build it brick by brick, day by day. Start with your physical space because it mirrors your mind. Each morning, dedicate 10 minutes to clearing one area, your desk, your kitchen counter, your inbox. Don't aim for perfection, aim for progress. Remove one item file, one document, delete one unnecessary email. This small act is a signal to your soul you're in control. Next, guard your mental space. Before diving into your day, pause. Write down 3 priorities, tasks, or intentions that align with your purpose. Let them be your lighthouse, guiding your focus through the fog of distractions. If clutter creeps in, be it a messy room or a racing mind, stop. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this serve my light or does it dim it? Then act. Cut the excess. Choose order. These daily rituals sustain clarity across every area of life, from your work to your relationships. They ensure your beam never fades, no matter the storm. Sustaining focus as a lifelong practice means looking beyond today. Clutter often grows when you lose sight of your bigger picture, your vision, your why. So anchor yourself with intention. Once a month, set aside an hour to review your spaces, both physical and mental. Clear out what no longer aligns with your goals. Donate old clothes, delete outdated files, release grudges that weigh on your heart. This isn't just decluttering, it's recommitting to your light. Then craft a vision board or journal entry that captures your purpose. Pin it somewhere visible. Let it remind you why clarity matters. When chaos threatens to obscure your lighthouse, glance at this anchor. Remember what you're fighting for. Whether it's building a business, nurturing a family, or pursuing a passion, clarity in your space fuels clarity in your pursuit. As Tony Robbins often says, where focus goes, energy flows. Direct your energy wisely. Keep your space clean, your mind sharp, and your light unbreakable. Consider this: your clarity doesn't just illuminate your own path, it lights the way for others. When you sustain focus as a lifelong practice, you become a beacon in a world shrouded by fog. Your organized space, your sharp mind, your steady purpose, they inspire. They show others that chaos can be tamed, that storms can be weathered. Think of the impact. A clutter-free home creates calm for your family. A focused mind drives success in your career, uplifting your team. A clear spirit radiates peace, touching every soul you meet. Your lighthouse, when freed from clutter, sends ripples across the ocean of life. It's not selfish to clean your space. It's a gift to the world. Every drawer you organize, every distraction you eliminate strengthens your beam. You shine brighter, and in doing so, you guide others to their own clarity. How many lives could you touch if you committed to this practice? How many ships could you save from the rocks if your light burned true? As we close this chapter of Shining Through the Storm, let the truth settle deep within you, sustaining clarity and focus. As a lifelong practice isn't just a choice, it's your power. It transforms every area of life, from the mundane to the monumental. Like Maya, you can rise from chaos to mentor others with your success. Like Harold, you can rediscover buried passions by clearing the fog. Clutter dims your lighthouse, but order restores its brilliance. The key lesson here is takeaway, a reminder that clarity isn't a destination, but a daily devotion. Your journey doesn't end here. Ahead lies deeper exploration, new storms to conquer, and brighter lights to ignite. Carry this resolve forward. Clean your space, guard your focus, and let no fog obscure your purpose. Stand tall on the cliff of your potential. Shine relentless, unyielding through every gale. Final mantra: burn bright. No storm can dim your guiding light.